Hey y'all, how's it going? So I had a chance to talk to Lindsay yesterday and text with Denisa and just thinking about our call this week. And I wanted to revisit kind of where we started 8 months ago with Rise and Thrive and how our brains work and where we're at right now. So I made some notes here. Um, all of our brains globally are under stress and duress. And when our brains are under stress, we go back to the bottom of the continuum more into survival mode. So now our brains are being attacked with what do we do now, fight or flight kind of thing. And this back part of our brain where our habits lie, where there's that comfort zone and that routine and all of that, we don't have any of that anymore. So as we're trying to figure out what this means, it's right here by the biggest part of our brain, which is all of our emotions, which has just short circuited everything right now, including my hair. So we're all here. So everybody, your kids, your boss, each of us, everybody's in this space. What you have as an advantage is how this works, okay? And so when we go back into this survival mode, and I'm going to pull up this continuum that we've been using. When we go back into survival mode, what happens is we go into this place of food, water, safety. Remember this? Down here at the bottom. And psychological safety, which is where the little bitch lives. And so the only part of this continuum that money can buy is food, water, and safety, which is why a part of what we're feeling is work more, work more, work more, because money, 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 fear. What if I can't pay the mortgage? What if I can't? What if I can't? Our basic human needs feel really threatened, and in some ways are being threatened. So that's a normal, natural response. What we need to do is also fight the tendency to immediately go into striving mode. Courtney said on the call the other day, I'm working more than I ever have. I get it. And we have to take care of ourselves and our brains right now, or we're going to spin out of control. And we've all been there, and that's not what we want to do. So down here at the survival mode, let's think back to when we first started our sessions together. We started with Erica. We started with health. We started with food. And so how we're feeding our brains right now in terms of nutrition, in terms of what we read, what we watch, how we move, the basics of life are really, really important to adhere to right now. So instead of the little bitch in your head, let's get Erica's voice back in our heads and make sure that we're feeding our brains well right now, because there's never been a time when we needed that more. Okay, we're also retreated into reflection deep right now. And so we go back to our natural state. So Lindsay said, when I talked to her yesterday, she's really in this place right now where she's introverting hard. And at first that felt good and comforting. Mike's home, the kids are home, everything's where she's just happy place, right? And the scary part of that for her is she's losing that intentional connection that she's realizing is really important. I think Amber said before I got on the call that she's going into like just connect, connect, connect as the extrovert, but having a hard time focusing when she needs to just write a basic email. So we retreat into our own kind of comfort zone, and we have to be really careful that we go back to what we know works. I think Kelly said, hey, I was going to skip the call to work, but I knew I needed this. We retreat back into those old ways of surviving and striving. So we know this about ourselves. So that puts us at a competitive advantage. Okay, the other thing about retreating down into this reflection place is the little bitch is loud. So when I hung up the call yesterday, my little bitch, was it yesterday? 2 days ago, when my little bitch was saying, Rebecca, why can't you just shut up? Why do you have to talk all the time? Why didn't you just listen? You know, listening is what really helps. But my tendency to feel better is I'm a fixer. That's where I go to when I'm in an unhealthy place. And so all of us have this little bitch that is just super loud right now. Denise said yesterday in a text that, you know, she wants to go into striving mode and just take everything that the team says personally. Now, what we need to remember is everyone is in this place, but it's us who know what it is and how to manage it. So remember, everyone is struggling, everyone is in survival mode, and everyone has gone into, I need to protect myself, which is why the people on Denise's team don't want to be on video. Everybody's going into just shrinking themselves into survival mode. So the best thing that we can do right now, deep breaths, literally. This is the time to fuel our brain, take some time to remind ourselves what works. And what works is to reflect and connect and see each other for their individualness, see each other for their stories, listen, connect in a meaningful way. I skipped one part of the reflection part for us, movement. Y'all, this is not a drill. This is a command. I'm telling you, if you're not moving your body, your brain can't do this, and you are going to struggle. So schedule it, hook up your Fitbit. I don't care what you need to do. You have to move. I'm not kidding. Move. I put my mom voice on there for a reason. Did you hear it? Give from your giftedness. So your brain needs to feel like you're making a difference. So whatever your natural giftedness is, this is what you need to do to give right now. Courtney, she's buying t-shirts from her favorite nonprofit that she cares deeply about because that's feeding her right now. Lindsay is on video talking about authentic conversations and cares deeply about people doing that. Keep doing that. Whatever your natural giftedness is, and we all know we each have one, and if you need reminded, we all know each other's. If anything, remind yourself of what you said when you stood on that stage, because there are a lot of things in there that matter a lot right now and how you're giving of those things. This is no time to retreat. This is a time to give from your giftedness. Nicole is talking about how to dress on Zoom. She wants to give. Like, we have to give in order to feel valuable and relevant right now. Weekly connection as a group. This has to happen. Do everything you can to be on the call. And if you need touch points in between our weekly calls, then you reach out individually, as some of you have been doing, on demand. Do not retreat. This is when we stand tall in our story. The deepest, okay, hear me out on this one. I'm talking fast because I'll get ready to mow my yard. See, tell you. The deepest human need that we have is to be seen, known, and heard. Okay? All of us. We have each other. We are the lucky ones in this situation right now. We have the phone a friend that says, I need you to see me today. I need to feel heard. And each of us can offer the greatest gift at this time, which is to listen and remind each other of who we are and what we're about. The people who don't have this understanding that we do, our teams, our families, our others, listen, empathy, connect, give of your gifts, give grace, give space, hear them, know them. That will be the greatest gift that will draw them back to you in meaningful ways that you can ever do. Because everyone is crying out in their own way right now. Everyone. So, I teach this stuff. I'm writing a book about this stuff. I went to the bad place of, I don't like anybody that's married or has a dual income household right now. Y'all, it wasn't even about being lonely. It was about, oh, got 2 paychecks? I was pissy about it. You know, that's my icky place. Like, we're all going to our icky place. Your team, your family, the people you love are going to their icky place. The best thing that we can do is say, I see you. I love you. Listen, give of your giftedness. Recognizing their hurt. You know, another example, Lindsay's au pair has to go home. She's retreating. She's like, I got to go home. Everybody goes into that survival, striving place. We don't have to. We can say, you know what? I see it. I recognize it. And I'm going to go do the things that I know that I can to thrive in this chapter. This is a chapter of our story, and you all know how to do this. We do it together. We do it by knowing who we are, and we stand tall in that. No retreating. And when we get to the icky place, we're going to get to the icky place. We're going to have shit. We're going to say dumb things. We're going to feel dumb things. We stick together, and we reach out, and we make sure that we stand tall in our story. Okay? Now they're gonna mow my yard and the dogs are gonna bark, so I have to go. And I love you so much, you just don't even know. Okay, so you